is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Wednesday. Happy Hump Day.
Hey, hey.
Happy Hump Day.
I love your hair today.
You do?
Yes, you and Lindsay, you're killing it with the hair.
Thank you. I like your backside, Tori.
All right. I'm here with Al, Brandon, Lindsay looking fabulous. Again, I'm Tori. Let's get right to it. We do begin with breaking news. Convicted rapist, let me say that again, convicted rapist Harvey Weinstein was sentenced to 23 years in prison. He was found guilty last month of first-degree criminal sexual act and third-degree rape and was facing between 5 to 29 years. The 67-year-old is also charged with multiple felony counts in Los Angeles, which he does deny. If he serves the entire sentence, he will be 90 years old when he gets out.
And that's just one of the sentences.
And that's just
when he goes to trial again in L.A., you're right.
And Milan, that's right. What do you guys think, Justice?
Better put some WD-40 on that walker. He's going to need it for a while.
The walker in prison. You can't have the walker
it's a weapon,
in prison.
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a 5 to 29 years, and they went with 23. I'm very happy with that decision.
I agree.
Right? Obviously, this judge was firm. I don't understand why Harvey Weinstein is just so, he has no remorse. In court today, he said, thousands of men are losing due process. I'm worried about this country.
Yeah, he's taken up the
Why don't you just, at this point, you can't even just apologize to the victims or do anything that would show any kind of remorse?
No, he's taking up the white male is endangered species list.
I don't even think it's the white male, though, Tori, because remember 2 weeks ago, Bill Cosby came out on his Twitter and said men of privilege.
Same thing.
They're even,
rich men.
Rich men of privilege. It has nothing to do with race in this case. It's privileged men that think that they have access to any woman's body that they want because they hold some kind of power over them. And Brandon, I hope we start to see a change in the power dynamic. Harvey Weinstein did this because he could, because there was no one to check him. If there's a panel of people making decisions, we now delineate that power and now make it so that these kinds of people, whether they be a man or a woman or whatever it is, don't exist anymore.
Yeah, and I thought we were going to see that power one more time with the sentencing. So I'm glad that.
Were you surprised?
Yeah, I'm absolutely surprised because I read a lot about his defense attorney, the woman, Diana something, and just what they've done over the last year and a half, 2 years with the walker, with the I need to go to Bellevue Hospital, with the
looking
heart
disheveled.
Yeah, so I thought it was going to be something where a judge was going to be a little bit lenient on him, and you throw in the money, but nope.
Al always says that prison is a huge deterrent, and I think that this is a clear sign, like I said before, that the Me Too movement has completely impacted our justice system.
And I agree. Brahmi Rivi just wrote in and says, Tori, what if Trump pardons him? If Trump wants any of the female
Trump doesn't like Weinstein.
He doesn't
He's
like
very
Weinstein.
vocal
He
about
will
that.
not. Yeah, I agree with you. Moving on, former Vice President Joe Biden is taking command of the election for the Democrats. He won big yesterday, taking Michigan, Idaho, Mississippi, and Missouri. Bernie Sanders won North Dakota and might take Washington. Here's what Biden said to Bernie supporters after his big win last night. Let's take a look.
And I want to thank Bernie Sanders and his supporters for their tireless energy and their passion. We share a common goal, and together, we'll defeat Donald Trump. We'll defeat him together.
Tuesday was a clear turning point in the Democratic race, with many asking, should Bernie Sanders drop out of the race? Given that Biden has a clear path to victory, I do have some breaking news. We are expected to hear from Bernie this morning.
In about 30 minutes.
In about 30 minutes. To me, that rings of I'm saying goodbye and suspending my campaign. Again, this is speculative, but that's really what I'm hearing. There's very little way he can get all the delegates he needs with so many people backing Biden at this point.
And I thought about this morning. If we're in the middle of coronavirus, when everybody's freaking out about health care, and Bernie Sanders' #1 pillar is health care and getting people vaccines for free and health care for free, if he couldn't get voters out because of that one issue, then really when would he? Right? That's his #1 issue in his campaign.
I completely agree with you. I think the black vote, the rural vote, everyone just said we want familiarity. We want to stop this craziness. We want the boat to not be rocking. And that's Joe Biden in a way. He's stability for many people. Before last night's big win in Michigan, actually Biden was talking with voters at a Fiat Chrysler plant in Detroit. He had a run-in with a plant worker who accused him of wanting to take his guns away. Now their interaction has gone viral. It's fascinating. Let's take a look, then we'll discuss.
You are actively trying to limit your Second Amendment right and take away your fourth.
Now, go to shush. Shush. I support the Second Amendment. Second Amendment, just like right now, if you yell fire, that's not free speech. The From the very beginning, I have a shotgun, I have a 20 gauge, a 12 gauge, my son's hunt. Guess what? You're not allowed to own any weapon. I'm not taking your gun away at all.
So I have a proposition for you guys. He used a curse word. He's full of blank, but that's the way the rural people sort of speak. I thought this was a good moment for Joe.
Yeah, and that guy was on Fox and Friends this morning, and he was saying that it's a language. I'm not going to hate him for that. He said, you know, it's not something he's going to beat Joe Biden up about. You know, so he's used to hearing that, as all of America has been out for the last 4 years. But here's something. Here's why I can see why Joe Biden got upset with that, because there have been a lot of misleading videos on Facebook where Facebook has even deemed them as partly misleading information when it comes to Joe Biden's stance on guns and some of the things that that he has said in the past. So I can see why he would jump on that opportunity to kind of play tough guy in that role, in that moment right there. But going forward with him saying things like AR-14 and messing up, I'm running for senator of the United States. Well, he needs to pick and choose his tit for tat.
Joe Biden is the king of gaffes, let's be 100% honest, but some people are concerned whether that's gaffes or he really all there. But I will say, Lindsay, I thought if you want someone to stand up to Trump, that was a good moment. What do you think?
Well, I was confused about Biden being the front runner, as I've been saying, but like to see him in every single debate, he's flustered, didn't get any points across. He wasn't somebody that specifically was firm that could even come on a stage with Trump and have a valid argument. And so I think maybe for some people they might see this as, wow, okay, he's strong and firm, and this might be a moment for him. But I don't know if it came down to that little bit to say that this is your candidate.
Yeah, interesting. Let us know what you guys think, if you thought it was good, if you thought it was bad, what you thought. And then a lot of people writing in, I hope Bernie runs as an independent. So please write us in. This is Jace's Playhouse. If you don't know what that is, that does split the vote. So maybe a Democrat wouldn't win. So keep writing in.
That's what Jill Stein and Gary Johnson did last time.
Ross Perot started that as well. Well, a lot of people are saying yesterday was a bad day for President Trump. We're seeing Biden getting a lot of support in both the suburbs and in the rural communities, which were key for Trump in 2016. Biden also has huge support among black voters. So what do you think? And this is kind of very speculative at this point. Does Biden have the best chance of beating Trump? Al, what do you think about this?
Yes.
Tell me more.
Definitely. I mean, you think about how we started the Democratic race to be the nominee to where we are now. There were people at different points that had incredible surges in popularity. For a while, Andrew Yang had a little bit of buzz. Elizabeth Warren looked like she was running things. She had a great debate at one point. And it looked like Bernie was just like, at one point, the front runner. Like I say all the time, we sat in that office 3 weeks ago asking our two political, the people that know most about politics, if Biden does poorly, is he going to drop? And now, look at us now. We saw the DNC, that machine, galvanize, and immediately everyone fell in line. Beto O'Rourke, Obama, Hillary, Cory Booker, everybody got in line, and they decided to push Joe Biden up, and that was the end for Bernie Sanders, so here we are.
I mean, Biden has this mainstream blue-collar appeal, right? He might get Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Michigan. These are all states that Trump won in 2016, so it's something to look at. But I told you guys last time in 2016, you know, a lot of Bernie Sanders voters went over to Trump because of their similarities in that they're not establishment candidates. And so I think that that's something to worry about, too. I know Bernie Sanders says he's going to get behind Biden, but if his supporters don't, that could be an issue again.
I don't want to underestimate the anger that the Bernie Sanders people will feel about this.
Because they feel like he got slighted twice now.
I completely agree with you, and I think that's important to mention. Well, it is official. The World Health Organization just ruled the coronavirus is a global pandemic. There are now more than 1,000 cases of the coronavirus after more than 250 people tested positive yesterday alone. Among those that tested positive were 3 TSA workers at the San Jose International Airport in California. Meantime, White House coronavirus task force member Dr. Fauci, who I'm starting to fall in love with. He makes me feel very calm.
His accent is my favorite.
He's like, let's talk. Let's have coffee. You're going to be fine. He told Americans that this is an all-hands-on-deck situation and that we should all start taking preventative measures and changing behaviors, like not shaking hands, limiting contact, and avoiding large crowds. The list of shows canceling studio audiences continues to grow, and now that includes Good Morning America, or GMA, The View, Live with Kelly and Ryan. Live with who? Dr. Phil and Wendy Williams, and more. Stars are also taking things to another level, like Howie Mandel, Exhibit A, who's a known germaphobe, if you don't know, who showed up to a AGT taping in this hazmat suit and gas mask.
He looks like he was a contestant on AGT.
He does. Even model Naomi Campbell is upping her travel precautions, still looking chic.
Yes.
While wearing this white hazmat suit, purple gloves, and mask by Dolce & Gabbana.
Lindsay gonna have that on by the end of the day.
I definitely would get that. But I did see a funny headline that said, millennials to coronavirus. Whatever. Because so many millennials booked travel yesterday and the day before. And just people are like seeing Spirit Airlines flights for $50. Brandon probably booked 2 or 3.
I think Albert might have done it. I think Al might be a millennial. What happened in the meeting?
I ain't booked Spirit.
Well, that was the headline, that Spirit Airline, like to, let's say Punta Cana was like $130 round trip. That's a elaborate trip for somebody who's really young right out of college.
So what did you do in the meeting?
Well, I booked a flight to be performing at the Ritz Theater in Toledo, Ohio at the end of this month. So I'll be in Toledo. Got a flight to Detroit, which is right there, for $75 round trip. So
these are prices that we haven't seen in years. They're crazy.
I was just going to say, you're about to go to Europe. I went to Europe when SARS was happening. I went on Singapore Airlines for $250 round trip, so do it.
I hope whatever Naomi Campbell was wearing, I hope they have it in a double XL, because that's what I'm going to have on. But you're not really worried, like, going into these comedy clubs?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Look at
I'm worried about bombing.
He's a scientist, yeah. But, you know, changing behavior is different, so we were amping it up a little bit. Again, just the facts, no panic.
There we go.
Forgetting the last word, man.
Well, she didn't really remember, so she was like thinking of every word that came out.
I didn't sell it at all. DBL is live and coming up. Actor Nick Offerman trades comedy for drama in the new miniseries Devs on Hulu. He tells me all about the dark turn. Plus, Disney's new animated movie features a gay character, but you'll miss her if you blink. So is it time for a main character to come out? Your comments are coming up next.
Hi there, DBL Nation. Happy Wednesday. It's Kelly Schubert here, the DBL digital team. You just heard it from Tori, but I'm going to reiterate it. I don't remember what she said, but basically we're going to give the facts. Tori, what you're saying? No, all facts, no panic. We're not panicking here at Daily Blast Live, and we hope you're not panicking either. The thing we need to do is just keep you informed with all the facts, and that's what we're going to do here at Daily Blast Live. So let's go to the desk and continue the conversation. Hi, guys. Are you still talking about the election up here?
Bernie just announced his press conference that's at 1 p.m. Eastern, so
yes,
we're wondering.
Yeah, and
What he's gonna
sources close to him are saying that he will not be dropping out in this.
Oh, he's gonna double down?
Yeah, and he had said last night that he will be at the debate on Sunday. So I don't think we're going to see him drop out today.
Go Bernie.
So
This is why his base is gonna be like, we're not just gonna get behind Biden because you didn't quickly get behind Biden. So what, you want us to just turn off the switch?
However, Bernie also did make it very clear, exponentially clear, I will vote and support whoever the Democratic national person is. By doing this, I worry you're splitting that vote.
And I will say this, you know, because Lindsay, you make a great point in terms of, you know, a lot of the Bernie people went over to Trump, or some of them did. I think that was pre-people having 3.5, 4 years of Trump. So, I think that actually galvanized Bernie's campaign this time.
Yeah.
Is because people.
And I get it, they're mad.
Yeah.
They feel like every time they get there, the movement of the people is never ever heard. And I think that is so frustrating. But I really believe people feel like they're being driven by a drunk driver, AKA Trump, who's a little erratic, like very, to say mildly. They want that familiar, I know this guy, I trust this guy's a Barack Obama guy. I mean, we saw it. Rural people, suburban moms, black people. It is overwhelming. 84% he got in Mississippi, Joe Biden. That's unheard of. I mean, you don't get that kind of number. So it is a clear signal to the nation.
And
the pendulum wants to be back here.
I don't want people watching us to think that this is Trump bashing, but I do want to hear from Trump supporters and just ask, do you feel like his leadership has been erratic? Not if you like him, not if you want to have a beer with him, but has his leadership been erratic and
chaotic?
Chaotic in your?
And he likes that. He says, I'm the chaotic president. He enjoys chaos.
That's right.
Welcome back back to DBL. Disney has been walking a very fine line by slowly warming up audiences to gay characters. They did it before with Josh Gad's character in the live-action remake of Beauty and the Beast. That's a bit, I would say that's not a for sure gay character. And they're doing it again in their new animated film Onward that opened last Friday. Actress Lena Waithe plays a police officer who casually mentions her girlfriend. Well, critics are upset because she's literally in only one scene. So DBL Nation, is it time for Disney to have a gay main character, or are these just baby steps?
Okay, Bill from Twitter says, I'm tired of Disney dancing around the characters. They should finally make a proud, strong, gay main character. I'm trying to figure out, because our Disney characters usually in relationships?
Oh, yeah, there's always a prince and a princess.
Oh, I guess, yeah,
It's
you're
very
right.
heteronormative, however.
There goes that, yeah. That was like,
I thought Elsa was all about...
If Lindsay was a lawyer, she would have just closed her briefcase and asked the judge for 5 minutes recess after your client starts writing.
All right.
No, but
I think Disney should be with the times. It's 2020, sure.
Amen.
Your Honor, I'll give this a go. Charlene from Facebook says, I can deal with the subliminal messages, but let kids be kids while they can be. I think that's exactly what they're doing, though, Charlene, because I think they look at this okay boomer generation and even my 35-year-old plus generation, and it's like our time on the earth is limited. The kids are the future, so they're introducing these characters to these kids at a young age, so when they're going through schools or they're going through different places in life, it's not shock. It's not a shock to them. They've already been introduced to it. And why not introduce it to them as a cuddly teddy bear or some sort of animal instead of, you know, two weird, you know, two people. I don't know. I was on a roll too.
You had it.
You're almost right there.
You had it. And then once again.
Objection.
We lost the case. If we were fighting together, we lost completely.
Okay, that was a good point, though.
Thank you.
Summer from Facebook says, Disney has always supported the LGBTQ community. It's time for them to finally come out with a gay main character for LGBTQ youth representation. Summer, not only do I agree with you, I think we're seeing this almost even before Disney. Sesame Street's been way out in front with this, having every kind of character. And here's the thing that I think we're missing. I say this as a 42-year-old man surrounded by a bunch of 35 and 40-year-old sums. The kids don't care. They don't.
Well,
Tori, I'm telling you, I have nieces and nephews. The idea of being gender fluid, there are super famous rappers that wear skirts, and they don't care.
Yeah.
That's more of a discussion for the older folks. Being gender fluid and being gay, it's not a thing anymore, and it's a beautiful way to live.
Well, except some people like Susie in the next comment I was going to read said, I don't think children should be dealing with sexuality. But remember what Matthew Cherry said about Hair Love, the cartoon about black hair.
Yeah.
That cartoons are the first visual images that children get.
Right.
And it's important to include representation in that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not sexuality, it's about belonging.
Yeah,
Well, my
kids aren't
first thought was
stupid,
going to
they're
be
just
maybe
small.
leave sexuality out of kids' things, but I was like, okay, every Disney character has been.
It's a heteronormative.
And I don't remember a lot of Disney movies, so now it's all coming back.
It's all the
to me. There's been
prince
a
saves the
love affair
princess,
going on.
right?
Yeah.
Open that briefcase, Lindsay.
We lost the case.
Coming up on DBL, I chat with actor Nick Offerman. The Parks and Recreation star tells me about his dark new role and marriage to my shero, Megan Mullally from Will and Grace. Coming up next.
Lots of interesting stuff to talk about. I love this show because this is just stuff I would normally just talk with my friends about, but we get to do it on the TV.
On the TV.
You know, Tori, I really, you know, I make no, I talk about this often, but I try to make sure this person remains anonymous just because I haven't spoken with them about discussing their views, but I have a family member that went through a transgender transformation in high school in Ohio.
And was fine.
And was fine.
Was perfectly fine.
It was fine.
Young kid.
So, yes.
Perfectly
so,
fine.
And is adjusted and is doing great. So that's where I'm basing a lot of the stuff. I taught middle school. So I taught kids that were 12 years old for 5 years, and just hearing the things that they talked about, hearing the things that were said. They didn't use oh, that's GAY, and they didn't talk like that, because I think they looked at that as how their out-of-touch uncles and out-of-touch fathers talked, and so they want to do that. Think about how you were when you were a little kid. The last thing you want to do is repeat any of the behaviors that your parents did, and that's why each generation stands on each one's shoulders and does a little bit better. So I think that we're seeing that not only in terms of music and entertainment, but how we look at people and how we look at the world. So keep going, kids. It's your ball from here.
Yeah, here we go. Go ahead. Neck on the wall. Here we go.
4, 3, 2.
Welcome back to DBL. Nick Offerman is best known as Ron Swanson on Parks and Recreation, but the comedic actor is taking a dramatic turn in his new science fiction miniseries, Devs, on Hulu. It looks awesome. He told me all about it in today's Chatting with the Stars. Nick Offerman, welcome to DBL. I just danced that. Nick, I'm so excited to talk to you. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you doing, Tori?
I'm doing very well, thank you. You star in this new show, Devs, as Forrest, the CEO of a major tech company.
But what am I actually doing here?
I'm not going to tell you. Don't worry. You're going to figure it out.
Devs is this like mind-bending series that asks, do we have free will or is every action predetermined? So I want to know, what do you think?
When Alex Garland describes the theory behind the show and behind the science, it makes perfect sense to me. He's friends with some of the brains at Google and other quantum scientists. And he says that there's no reason to believe we're not living in a computer simulation.
Yeah, that's what
right
scares
now.
me, Nick.
So as a simple laborer, I would much rather just be a performing donkey. I would like to mind my manners and receive my food and do my work and love my wife.
A lot of us know you from Ron Swanson from, of course, Parks and Recreation. Ron's this gruff guy, and Forrest is this real hippie, meaning he even eats salad like with his hands. I want to know, would Ron and Forrest ever get along?
Huh.
I stumped you.
I think they could get along because if Ron came to Silicon Valley for some reason, I think he would just be enthralled with the redwoods and say, see you later, I'm going into the woods.
And we never see him again.
But I think Forrest would like to go with him.
There you go.
In a lot of ways. That's what it would require is Forrest going to Ron's off-the-grid aesthetic.
You're married to Megan Mullally, one of my sheroes, and you two wrote a New York Times bestseller together. What turns Megan on more, your mutton chops or your acting chops?
It's an easy question. She is also my hero and easily my acting chops. We met doing a play 20 years ago, and we make each other laugh. Like, she likes the cut of my jib and vice versa. She enjoys my assorted versions of facial hair to different extents. I don't think she's particularly turned on.
I appreciate that.
Beard.
I appreciate that.
I'm familiar with the Daily Blast Live, but in my house, yeah, Megan calls it my morning report.
No way, for real?
No, that's a fart joke.
Wow, yeah, that's funny. That's a good fart joke.
Daily Blast Live, come on.
You're the best. Nick, thank you so much for joining us on DBL. We appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you, Tori.
What a gem. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
Hey guys, welcome back to Beauty Blast. I'm your boy, Jeray for the Slay, and I'm here with all of your beauty knowledge. Now, today, we're talking about some beauty gossip. Yes, honey, I got all the tea on all the beauty news that's happening right now. Today's beauty news is happening with Kylie Jenner, of course. I know she's my favorite person in the world. I love her, but she's starting a little bit more of a newer business. Now, we all know Kylie has had extreme success with Kylie Cosmetics. If you remember, back in 2015, she launched her Kylie Cosmetics business with the famous Kylie lip kits, and the beauty world has never been the same. We can see these lip kits everywhere from online to Ulta, and you can actually really get great deals on them now, which is wonderful. So we all know she's had great success. She's self-proclaimed billionaire or whatever, but now Kylie's taking a new step in the beauty world. She's going from Kylie Cosmetics, which features makeup and skin, to Kylie Hair. Yes, that's right, you heard it correctly, Kylie Hair. Now, what is this going to entail? Let's back it up. Kylie actually submitted to trademark Kylie hair back in May of 2019, and it was just confirmed February 6th of 2020 that the actual line can be used. So with that being said, we've heard there's going to be some shampoos in there, conditioners, hair masks and treatments, as well as dry shampoos. But most importantly, Kylie plans to launch hair color or hair dyes as well. So if you didn't know, Kylie's kind of been famous for these crazy pastel colors, bright, beautiful, bold fashion tones, right? And she plans on showing the world that everyone can do this. But my only question is, if you didn't know, Kylie Jenner wears a lot of wigs. Yeah, she wears a lot of wigs. So her hair typically doesn't actually have to suffer from different color treatments and different hair dyes in general, which can a lot of the time actually draw out your hair. So I hope to see how is she going to kind of mix these worlds together of that she uses so many extensions and wigs, but she's going to go ahead and push all of these hair colors and different hair treatments and whatnot that I'm not sure if she really uses. So we're keeping our fingers crossed that maybe this line is also going to have some hair extensions, some wigs, so that the public can start to get a little bit more into the real Kylie Kardashian Jenner look. Now, let me know what your thoughts are. Do you think Kylie should really focus on these shampoos and conditioners and creating this hairline in general? Or should Kylie kind of stick to the cosmetics and skincare where she already has great success at? We see these celebrities jumping into the beauty world, so I want to know your opinion. Let us know at Jure for the Slay, or write us right down below, or at dailyblastlive.com. We'll talk to you guys next time.
The press does not know how to report on medical issues.
The CDC made it very clear that 5,000 people just in the last 2 weeks have died from the flu. Here in America alone.
Why are we panicked about that? If that were coronavirus, people would freak the hell out.
You're right.
The press is overreacting, and it makes me furious.
Let's stop acting like the democracy that we know and that we teach our kids is still in place. The three branches of government has been shown to be ineffective. The executive branch completely came in and dominated the other two branches, and so this is what we have. Here we are. Enjoy your king.
Welcome back to DBL. A new challenge is going viral on the video sharing app TikTok. Hey guys, back to the show. There's a new challenge going viral on the video sharing app TikTok, but it has nothing to do with dancing or singing. It's all about sleeping.
Lindsay.
We're chatting about it in today's Rise and Thrive, sponsored by So Clean. TikTok users are making these sleep streaming videos, okay? So follow me here. People leave their phones on all night. They place them on the pillow, and then all they do is live stream themselves sleeping. And total strangers are actually paying money to watch them sleep. Some users have made hundreds of dollars. For ways to rest easy, go to SoClean.com or call 1-800-562-3891. How do you feel about that?
I gotta tell you guys something. Back in the day, I'm not gonna say the age, I did this. My boyfriend and I were both on FaceTime. We just.
I did that too. So I'm glad
both of you didn't tell me what?
We lived in separate cities. It was like, let's just stay on FaceTime.
FaceTime and you go to sleep together.
That's a TikTok for me, am I right?
There goes your data.
Yeah, we'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, guys.